If you're gonna go to a college at a state, don't go to a college or a state that you've never heard of or only heard of it in, like, you know, shows and stuff. Or college that you never heard anyone go just because you want to explore. Okay, I gotta get ready for this one. Hey guys, welcome back. Today, I'm gonna be sharing some college stories. It's a vibe in this room, so I just felt like doing a story time. Let y'all know more. I'm gonna be telling you 3 of my college, there's more. Oh, there's more. But I'm gonna be telling you 3 of my college stories. I don't know if I should have told on YouTube when I first started. I wanted to, but you know, I couldn't. So I wanted to tell it until I transferred. So now that I have transferred and have been gone, I'm gonna be telling you guys stories from there. My college experience is not the typical college experience everybody wants or has, or I don't know if I missed it. That's not what I got. And when I tell you, I don't want to step on another campus again. I'm a junior and I transferred when I was a sophomore. 1 more year and a semester left. When I tell you I don't care to live on campus, I'll only go if I have to. I will graduate on my living room and my parents will be dean of office handing me my diploma. This new school I transferred to is good. I can tell if I started as a freshman there, probably would have liked it. But you know what? Everything happens for a reason. I'm just gonna tell you why I feel this way living on campus. Am I gonna say the college name? Maybe at the end, or it might slip out in the middle. I don't. Just watch the whole thing to get the whole thing. Where should I start? Okay, so I'm gonna tell you my roommate stories. My roommate stories, both years, good and they had their bad. But I'm gonna tell you, the bad.
Because it's fun.
I'm not gonna tell you which year or like whatever, because I don't want people contacting me or something. 1 year, I had a roommate near me. The roommate I don't really see her that much. At the beginning, we started out as close friends. As the semester went on, I don't know where the plug pulled, but it suddenly switched and we weren't really getting each other's, but we were both quiet. There was a lot of tension in the room, and I don't even know how it got there. So we would do, there were small things, we'll be like, hey, can you do this, like out of annoyance or whatever, but that didn't bother me. I just remember this specific time. This is when this was the last straw to me being like, I mean, I couldn't move out, you know. This story always, when I think about it, I'm like, why didn't I stand up for myself? Now I would have. So I went on a trip. Oh, I'm gonna tell you guys about the trip too. I went on a trip to a different state nearby and I took a train. So every time I go on a trip, anywhere I go, I always clean my room so that I come back to a clean space. It just feels better. But that time, I remember I specifically cleaned extra because the train was late. I called and they're like, oh, it's an hour late. I was like, okay, fine. When I was going. So I cleaned extra. I was in my room. I cleaned extra. So I go on my trip. I come back Sunday. I think I left Thursday. The train basically took almost the whole day because there's a bunch of stops. Everything was flipped that day. The Uber was scary when I was driving back. The state is scary. I was coming back from the Uber. I got off. I was praying the whole time. It was like 5 minutes from the train station. When I got back, cafeteria was closed, so I had to order pizza. It was just like, I was like, okay, it's fine. Those small things don't bother me. I go up the stairs. I go to my room. I unlock the door. And guess what I see? I couldn't believe my eyes. First of all, my bed was wrinkled up. It looked like someone was on it. So we share a closet. When I tell you, there was red liquid. I don't know what it is. Blood, fruit punch, tomato juice. It was dripping down all over like the side of my, like you could tell it's dried. It was on my side of the drawer. I remember cleaning. And then in my trash can, there was bottles, there was like crumbled stuff. They threw away a bunch of things. I'm just looking. My rug was messed up. You know, like when you dust the rug and then it becomes like nice. I remember just doing that, sweeping afterwards. I remember the rug looked like it was stepped on. The bed, I don't know if someone sat on it, slept on it. I just could not believe it. I dropped my bag. The roommate was nowhere to be found. And I can tell the roommate invited a bunch of people. It was just like, I don't know who did this. We don't even talk, so I don't know why they came to my side. Her friends, I don't think she did it, to be honest. It was just her friends. The disrespect that day, and every time, and I just left. I wish I stood up for myself, but I couldn't find her anywhere. She never came to the room. She came to shower, to get her stuff, to get her big book bag. Sometimes she's in there, and that happened like near the end of the year. So I'm like, I'm gonna leave it, never gonna talk. The tension building up, this was the thing that broke it. Okay, so 3rd month in Mexico, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go visit a friend. Santa Fe was like, is it the Yeah, it's the capital of New Mexico. But I lived in Albuquerque. Albuquerque is like the city-er part of New Mexico. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna go visit. So I took a train to Santa Fe. And my friend was supposed to get there to pick me up. But my friend was doing something and couldn't get out until like a few hours later. But me being so eager, you guys are gonna learn how eager I am. I'm working on it. But I went earlier thinking, oh, I'm gonna explore, I'm gonna have fun. So I go on the train, I go to Santa Fe. It was starting to get dark outside earlier. So it started getting dark and it was like around 5 o'clock. The train is an hour. So I went, mind you, I don't know anything about the state. I don't know anything about the city. I barely know the people there. I don't know where to go to, where not to go to. So I was just like, I'm gonna go.
I'm not afraid of anything.
I get to Santa Fe and it's dark. I text my friend and my friend says, oh, I'm not there yet. Look, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna come a few hours later. A few hours later? What am I gonna do? I don't even know if Santa Fe had Ubers at that time. It looked like, you know, those train stops, like the train stops and there's like this one window and it just looks like grass upon grass and like patches of grass, tumbleweed. I'm kidding, not the tumbleweed part. I was just like, I actually got scared. And I got off and there was like this really old gas station. What's that one episode of Black Mirror or Black something? But it literally looked so sketchy. I don't even know where I'm going. I'm sitting there scared. Where the small glass is, I have like a duffel bag, a blanket, and a pillow. I've been on the train, Santa Fe train, for an hour, so I was just comfortable there. So I sit there and I come back out with my pillow, blanket, and duffel bag and just sitting there like a dead meat. I was scared. I was scared. Nobody's there. Not one soul. You can hear anything. You could hear something a mile away drop. I was on my phone. My phone had good percentage. I remember that. That's why I was like, oh, thank God. So I was like, should I call an Uber? I'm like, nah, I don't want to waste money. That was #1 mistake. I should have called an Uber as soon as the train dropped me off. So I sit back down, waiting. As I'm waiting, I hear a noise from this side specifically. You could tell it's far away, but it's a noise. It's not an animal. Nope, it's not a car. Nope, it's not a train. I don't know who this person was. It was a crackhead, all I gotta say. And it just felt like a zombie movie, like the person coming towards me. He's like, I'm so scared, like I'm by myself. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna die here. Why did I come? Like, it was not necessary for me to explore the state. I should have waited, made friends, and so many people are bored on campus. They should have came with me. I was terrified. I grabbed my phone and FaceTimed Leah. Mind you, Leah's in Virginia. I'm in New Mexico. What is she gonna do? What is she gonna do? I just needed some type of comfort. Leah, she's like,
yeah.
She's like,
where are you?
Leah, like I'm panicking. I'm like, I just went with the train. She's like,
what happened to go by yourself? You barely know the place.
I'm like, exactly. Leah, there's a crackhead beside me. Like, I don't know what to do. He's coming near me. I was like, and the person is like,
yeah, you wanna fight? Yeah, you wanna fight? Yeah.
He's staring at me and I'm like, all right, don't stare, don't stare.
Sara, call an Uber, call an Uber.
She's panicking. I'm panicking. The person's coming closer, like,
What?
But my face was just like the whole time. But in the inside, I'm like, what do I do? I call an Uber, and the Uber's taking forever. 10 minutes, but it felt like an hour. And the person's just coming close to me and just sits right beside me, just yelling at me. In that moment, I've never wanted anything to I wanted to sink in the ground. I wanted to travel back. Like, I don't know if you guys do this, but like, I wanted to travel back 4 hours before. 4 hours before, if I just stopped myself. And then I look, and there was a white car. Yes, my Uber is here. And as soon as I got up, the cracker got up. Mind you, the cracker did not touch me, nothing. He was just yelling at me, and I was just scared for my life. And I run to the Uber. The blanket was running, I'm like picking it up with the pillow. I'm like, I get in the car, I close the door, I'm like, like I didn't know where else to go because I don't know the place, so I just said nearest Walmart. Mistake. Again. And so I get to the Walmart. All right, this is a safe Walmart. This is normal. I've never been relieved to be at a Walmart. Get out. Mind you, I have my duffel bag, I have my blanket, and my pillow. I go inside Walmart. There was like a bench inside Walmart. So I just put my stuff there and I'm just looking out, trying to stay calm and everything. Nobody came, nobody touched me. There was employees. So I was just sitting down, waiting for my friend. They also brought a friend with them. It was my friend's first time driving to a far place. And so I'm just waiting. The employees were just looking at me because I have my whole stuff in there. Like, man, I wouldn't blame them. Mind you, the thing that just happened, I'm still shaking, so I'm just looking around. Tell me why 3 people stole. I was inside that Walmart for 30 minutes. 3 people stole while I was there. Like, now I think about it, I should have just stayed more calm because like I was safe. I was just panicking because it was my first time being by myself. These people steal and they're running out and the employees just
Come back, you. Come back.
grabs them. And then I was like, I don't know what made me change this. I want gum. Stay in place until your friend comes. So I'm walking around Walmart. Oh, I also wanted to buy a blow-up mattress because my friend didn't have a blow-up mattress at their place. I want to go to the blow-up mattress aisle. Mind you, my bag is heavy. I always overpack for some reason. Remember, I have my blanket, I have my pillow. And so I'm looking for mattress. It's so heavy. People are just looking at me like it's Walmart, honey.
Not the airport.
Just 2 years. If I find a picture, I'll put it there. I couldn't find the mattress. I'm just gonna go to the register, get gum. I go to the register, I get gum. I get the gum. Normal, right? I go to the same bench and I'm faced this way. This is Walmart. This is like towards the wall. So I'm opening my gum and everything, I'm like holding stuff. And I open it. All I feel is just like a grab of me on my shoulders and I'm like panicking. My heart just fell down to the ground. And it was my friend. I was like, why'd you do that? I told them in the ride back. I was so exhausted. I just slept. That was one of the biggest mistakes I did. I don't know why I did that. So for the last story, it's kind of funny. It's not even at the moment. It was so scary. This is my first semester as a freshman. Later on, it was like right before Christmas break. Probably the only friend I made that semester. Her birthday was then. And she wanted to go to this really nice restaurant. So we went to this Greek restaurant. You know those Greek restaurants where they come in, they're like, would you like beef? And then they'll cut it onto your plate. Would you like pork? They'll cut it onto your plate. Pineapple.
Mozzarella.
So we went to those fancy restaurants. It cost a leg. But the ride situation was... it was a mess because we're all freshmen. A couple of people have cars. So I want to ride with the girl I know. She's the birthday girl. So I was like, okay. So I went to her room. I helped her get ready. Like we were both getting ready. It was fancy. So I pulled out those heels. I can walk on heels, but it's a very uncomfortable at the end. Like your feet start going numb. We went with someone else and we didn't know those people. Like she knew them. I didn't really know them. So they went before us. They went inside the restaurant, but we couldn't find parking anywhere because it was a Saturday night. But it was daylight savings time was already, so it was already dark. Cold. Me and the birthday girl would just come back. So they parked their car far away, and this is downtown. This is the scary part. It's the hot spot where people approach you and it's just like, you know, a bunch of crackheads. Me and her were by ourselves. No guys were with us. Like the girl's boyfriend and her, they left. I think he was the only guy there. We're walking. Mind you, both of us are wearing heels. And the parking lot we parked at was in the gutter. We couldn't find any parking. So we're walking towards the restaurant. You just see people looking at us from each way. Like you could just see people coming out the bush. I was like, okay. But then there was like a police chase. It was just a bunch of noise. And people just start coming and we're scared. So we're locking hands and we're just walking.
Hey, hello, mama. Hey, you over there.
I was like, okay, just go. Let's just keep walking. Let's get to the door. We see the door, but it just seems so far away. So we're waiting and then we have to cross the road and there's the red light. And that's when everybody kind of saw. It was like two young girls. One, she's glammed up for her birthday like me, like wearing heels. So they start coming closer to us. Now I'm panicking. We're both panicking. So we decide to run with the heels. So we're running, wobbling, right? And we're just trying to get to the door and just people are just like looking. And I remember there was like I don't know if it was a club, a bar or something. There's people like standing around. There's a bunch of guys, older men, they're just drunk or whatever. I was just scared, intimidated, scared, everything. All the words together. We're wobbling and I just couldn't. I knew at that point, like I couldn't. Me and her were just running and she gets to the door. By this time, we were running as fast as we could. We're running. She grabs the door, she pulls it. There's a bunch of people, you know, and it was just a big glass mirror with the door. But that was like the emergency door and it was like locked. She pulls it, so I'm behind her, right? Her heel steps on my big toe and like scrapes it, like scrapes. It was just a bunch and it was just like stop, and everybody in the restaurant just zoom. They look. We're like, oh my goodness, that was the wrong door. Like my foot was hurting. It was peeled, it was bleeding. I was limping. At this point, I wanted to take off these boots. As I'm in pain, we run to the front and we get in. My foot was on fire. The whole dinner, I need to check on it, but you know when it's like a lot of busy stuff and you just need to get, we had reservations or something. I don't know. Yeah, it was reservation. By that night, when I got to my dorm and I checked my toes were black. It was like, I don't know if it was cut or whatever, but I knew it. I took off those shoes. I couldn't feel my feet until like the next day. Later on that night, the next day, it was just like a mess. Now I think about the story, it's so funny to me. I replayed in my head, it was just like doom, like she stopped and her heels gets on my toes and just scrapes it. Everybody's looking at us. They probably thought like, what's wrong with them? That's all the stories I have for today. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope like this story time was like, you know, like you can listen to it whenever you can. It's just a vibe. And if you want me to do more story time, please comment down below. Rethinking these memories were a bit uncomfortable. And I did this video in the festives. How do you say it? The festivities that are coming. Starting classes in 2 days. So I just wanted to get like in the mood. Those of you who are starting classes, good luck to your semester. But I hope you guys come back again. If you did like this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Come again.